What y'all know about it? But look, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Nah, nah, nah. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, all right. This one might be the craziest one out of all of them, okay? Jesus. DEEZY Squad! What's good, DEEZY Squad? It's your girl, DEEZY baby, and I am back again with another video for y'all. In this video, I'm gonna be wrapping up the serial killers and scary movies week, y'all. Hope y'all have been enjoying these videos. You know what I'm saying? Something different. I don't usually do these type of videos, but I actually am entertained and certainly intrigued by these movies. You get what I'm saying? I think these videos and the movies. But like literally I love movies like movies at this point. Is that what I'm replacing videos with? It's late, y'all. It's 11:19. All right, getting these videos done. This is definitely gonna be a creepy reaction because we're gonna be watching top 20 movies about serial killers. And of course, you guys are probably wondering, like, aren't you scared? You're probably not wondering that, but it just I'm scared. All right. No, but I usually love these type of documentaries, like, and movies on Netflix. These are usually the ones I gravitate towards because I love crime, suspense, horror. I like all that. You know, Law and Order SVU is my favorite. Criminal Minds, you know, CSI, How to Get Away with Murder. Those are my favorite, you know, types of shows. So this stuff being over real life crazy mofos, you know what I'm saying, makes it even, you know what I'm saying, crazier, literally. I'm gonna like the video. Make sure you guys like this video for more content. Subscribe, hit that bell, and make sure you guys comment down below which serial killer gives you the heebie-jeebies more, okay? Because you got Ted Bundy, which is from the movie you seeing a little clip of right here. You got John Wayne Gacy. You got the Night Stalker. You got the Times Square Killer. You got you got a lot more than that. I can't even name anymore. There's so many serial killers, and we're about to see some of them here. All right, let's get it, y'all.
The killings were.
This was a great movie, by the way. Zac Efron played that.
And cruel, in that they were extremely wicked, shockingly evil, vile.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 movies about serial killers.
My name's Jeffrey. Steven X. Nice to meet you.
Take it easy. I should have killed you when I had the chance.
You finally got me.
And now that I got you, who is it that I've got?
For this list, we're looking at films that captured our morbid fascination with stories about the world's most notorious criminals. Which of these movies had you sleeping with the lights on? Tell us down in the comments.
I might have sleep with the lights on tonight.
Number
baby,
20,
cause...
In the Light of the Moon, also known as Ed Gein.
Can you tell us another ghost story, Eddie?
Sure.
The horrific crimes of Ed Gein have inspired a number of films over the years, including Psycho and Deranged. This 2000 film is definitely less well known, but it remains a noteworthy exploration of the killer's dark legacy. In the Light of the Moon is also known under the more basic and to-the-point title Ed Gein, and stars Steve Railsback, more on him later, as the titular killer.
Ed, why is it you're always around when someone goes missing?
I don't know, Judy. Just luck, I guess. Let's say we go downtown, check out all the excitement.
Critical reputation was overall not kind to the film, but horror fans did praise Railsback's performance, as well as the intensity of the storytelling. Basically, this is low-budget exploitation filmmaking aimed squarely at that audience, but it does the job. Number 19, Karla.
Turn around. Remember to smile for the camera, okay?
As far as Canadian killers go, there are few couples more infamous than Paul Bernardo and Karla Homolka. The notorious case is dramatized here with the 2006 film KARLA, using both the severity of the couple's crimes as well as the outrage around Karla's release from prison as fuel for its story. Bernardo and Homolka worked together during their spree in the early 90s, yet Karla managed to strike a plea deal with the prosecutors, claiming that abuse from Bernardo forced her hand. Karla paints Homolka as an accomplice, but also as a victim in her own right. For this reason, the film naturally generated a lot of controversy upon release.
I killed my little sister. How can anyone ever be forgiven for that? I think about what I did every day.
We didn't have to zoom into her eyes now. We didn't have to
I
do
really
that.
do.
Number 18, The Golden
Ooh,
Glove.
forgot the shoes, bro.
Serial killer films, by design, don't typically make for a pleasant viewing experience. Even by the standards of the genre, though, The Golden Glove can be an especially difficult watch. The divisive film is primarily defined by its unrelentingly grim tone. This isn't to say that the film is bad, per se. Rather, this dramatization of Fritz Honka's crimes against sex workers in the 1970s is just, well, extremely dour and brutal. It feels like an almost voyeuristic examination of the crimes without much depth as to why they're happening. In fact, it's been called, quote, one of the most vile serial killer movies ever made. Don't say we didn't warn you.
This certainly...
Number 17,
It looks
Summer of
scary.
Sam.
What do you want? I want you
I
to
might
watch.
check that other one out.
Kill. Kill.
There's a lot to appreciate about Spike Lee's Summer of Sam, co-written by Lee and Sopranos star Michael Imperioli. For starters, there's a great cross-section of stories
The
and character
hairstyle,
arcs
though.
to the film, which is set during the summer of 1977, as a terrified New York City found itself at the mercy of David Berkowitz, the son of Sam. There's also Lee's attention to detail, which nails the vibe of the city at the time.
Look, there's a homicidal maniac running around the neighborhood. You don't want to do anything about it?
There's tension at every turn, as scenes with Berkowitz are intercut with the compelling personal dramas of the characters. It's proof that not all serial killer films need to be gratuitous slashers or slow burn procedurals. Summer of Sam is in a class all its own. Number 16, Memories of Murder. Bong Joon-ho's Oscar win for Parasite felt like something of a shared victory for fans of genre cinema. A truly remarkable and challenging film was getting recognized on the grandest stage of them all. That said, fans of Bong know that Parasite was by no means his first great film. In 2003, he gave us this examination of South Korea's most infamous serial killer. Memories of Murder follows the case of Lee Chun-jae, who confessed to killing over a dozen people between 1986 and 1994. Today, it's seen as an early classic from the director, one that utilizes social satire, dark humor, and police procedural elements to craft a thriller that's, well, actually thrilling.
Oh, hell no.
Number 15, The Frozen Ground. Speaking of police procedurals, The Frozen Ground came and went in 2013 without much fanfare. But true crime buffs seeking a dramatization of the Robert Hansen case will want to check it out. Hansen became known in Alaska as the Butcher Baker, an unstable and angry man who, in the 70s and 80s, kidnapped women and flew them out to the woods to hunt them down. The Frozen Ground
What
cast
in the
John Cusack as
world?
Hansen, with the actor actually possessing a passing resemblance to the man. Critics also praised Nicolas Cage's performance as the state trooper tasked with bringing the killer to
Wow,
justice.
so a
You're
lot
saying
of
no way, those are just
actors,
places where
great
I hunted.
actors in this
Oh, I
one.
believe they were, Bob.
I'm gonna have to watch this too.
Places where you've hunted.
Yep.
Number 14, The Boston Strangler.
67-year-old nurse has been sexually assaulted and strangled by a Boston maniac.
1960.
Let's face it, many movies about real serial killers are cheap, drab affairs, but not The Boston Strangler. Richard Fleischer directed, and it stars Hollywood A-listers Henry Fonda and Tony Curtis, who received a Golden Globe nomination for his work. The movie was extremely controversial upon its release in 1968. This was not only for its content, but also because many critics considered it exploitative and immoral.
All of a sudden, I'd lose it. I mean, I could actually, I could see it coming out of my head and kind of floating out of the box.
The movie plays fast and loose with the facts. Albert DeSalvo most definitely did not suffer from multiple personality disorder. But the performances and production values are all so good that we can see past the fabrications.
But I don't belong here.
Number 13, Helter Skelter.
It's not nice to snitch, Shorty.
Helter
Oh, he
Skelter
looked
was
crazy.
adapted from the 1974 Vincent Bugliosi and Kurt Gentry true crime book, which covered the infamous murders and trials of the Manson family. It aired on CBS over 2 nights in 1976.
Yeah, nah, this dude crazy,
While
bro.
you
Keep
might
him in.
expect a made-for-TV movie from the 70s to be less than great, the film perfectly captures the pandemonium, hysteria, and sheer shock of the events. Steve Railsback is straight up horrifying as Charles Manson. Just look at those eyes. And the movie provides viewers with a highly detailed and factual representation of the infamous case.
If I could, I'd grab this microphone, I'd beat your brains out with it, because that's what she deserved. That's what she deserved.
It was nominated for 3 Emmys and a Directors Guild of America award, proving that serial killer movies and prestige can in fact go hand in hand.
You're just making a fool out of yourself, partner.
Number 12, To Catch a Killer.
You got it locked real tight. I don't know if I can.
To Catch a Killer is another television movie, but like Helter Skelter, the fact that it was made for television does nothing to negatively impact its quality. The movie follows Michael Riley's Lieutenant Kozenzak as he becomes suspicious of the charming and popular John Wayne Gacy.
Oh, see, look, I watched the documentary that they have out for John Wayne Gacy. So when I saw the part where, you know, somebody had put the handcuffs on him, I remembered that part of the story in the documentary when he was trying to test this boy and he ended up getting him in handcuffs or something. So I thought that was crazy. I'm definitely gonna have to watch this because John Wayne Gacy was interesting.
Played spectacularly
Say the
by
least.
Brian Dennehy.
Oh, Mr. Policeman. Don't you know a clown can get away with murder?
This movie is
Yeah, he
different
actually
from
said
most
some of that crazy
in
ass
that it
shit.
does
It's
not
crazy.
depict Gacy's killings. It's more interested in the cat and mouse game between the police and Gacy, and as such, it's more like a detective film than anything else. It forgoes blood and guts to tell a more intense and personal story, and it's all the better for it.
So please, you tell me, what more do we need?
Number 11, The Deliberate Stranger.
Call me Ted. All my friends do.
Yes, it's another made-for-TV movie. This one aired on NBC in 1986 and stars Mark Harmon as Ted Bundy, one of the most infamous serial killers of all time. Harmon is magnetic as Bundy, earning a Golden Globe nomination and the praise of Polly Nelson,
So they did
Bundy's
a
real
Ted
lawyer,
Bundy movie
who
this
called
far
Harmon
back?
and the film, quote, stunningly accurate. As it was made for TV, the movie omits the grisly details of Bundy's crimes, but Harmon's chillingly charming performance is scarier than blood and gore could ever be. It's the killers and not the blood that fascinates us, and The Deliberate Stranger knows it. Number 10, Dahmer.
What's this? It's an engagement ring.
While Dahmer isn't perfect, it definitely has a few good things going for it. For one, Jeremy Renner is spectacular as Jeffrey Dahmer, arguably the sickest serial killer in history. He imbues Dahmer with both a horrific sense of psychopathy while remaining, bizarrely, almost relatable. It's a
Wasn't
tricky
there another
tightrope-
movie on him just earlier, or was that before we even started the list? I don't remember, but
while
gotta see
remaining,
this.
bizarrely, almost relatable. It's a tricky tightrope walk of a performance, but Renner miraculously pulls it off. The movie also explores Dahmer's character in a way that other adaptations may be too afraid of or unwilling to do. While he is a psychopath through and through, we come to understand his twisted motivations through the writing and Renner's complex performance. It's a little low budget and rough around the edges, but Renner makes it all worthwhile. Number 9, My Friend Dahmer. It
So
isn't
this
every
is
serial
what
killer film
it
that
was
takes its source
before-
material from a graphic novel, but then again, My Friend
My
Dahmer
dude from
is
Austin
your
and
average
Ally.
serial killer film. For starters, both fans and critics responded positively to how the film captured the facts of the case, while also working on a cinematic level.
Sorry. Why'd you do that? It's just, Wanted to see what its insides looked like.
Ross Lynch's performance as Dahmer opens the door to understanding the circumstances behind his mental
I feel like
state,
I've seen
while
this
also
one. This
never
looks
apologizing for the
familiar.
horrible and cruel nature of his crimes. In a world where nuance is often forgotten, my friend Dahmer gets a lot right and is definitely deserving of your time.
Where you headed? I made it this far. I'm headed back to Akron. You wanna party some more?
Number 8, Ted Bundy.
Dang, they had hella movies on this dude. On quite a few of them, actually.
The
Had quite a
succinctly titled Ted Bundy stars Michael Riley Burke as the notorious serial killer, capturing the man's dual nature quite well. On the one hand, there's the charm that Bundy uses to lure victims into a false sense of security. Then, there's the dark side of Bundy, the deviant behavior that eventually leads to criminal activity on the most shocking level.
Cooperate and everything's gonna be okay, otherwise I'm gonna kill you. Do you believe me?
The film has its flaws, but Ted Bundy really hinges on the performance of Burke, pushing what might otherwise be a flop into one of the more well-known adaptations of the case. Number 7, Citizen X.
I called you Citizen X. I'm sure a lot of it is wildly incorrect. Would you like me to read it to you?
Andre Chikatilo is one of the most notorious and unrepentant serial killers of all time. A ruthless man who terrorized the USSR for over a decade. It's a challenging tale to adapt, yet this excellent made-for-cable movie more than succeeds. Citizen X was produced for HBO in 1995 and stars Jeffrey DeMunn as Chikatilo, with Stephen Ray, Donald Sutherland, and Max von Sydow rounding out the cast.
To be a psychiatrist in this country is to be an expert on paranoia, whether you're meant to be or not.
The film earned Cable Ace, Emmy, and Golden Globe Awards, striking an effective balance between the grim facts of the crimes and the authorities' relentless hunt for justice. Citizen X is another reminder that made-for-TV doesn't need to be a bad thing. Number 6, Extremely Wicked.
Okay, so this is number 6. This was actually probably the best. I haven't even seen the other movies based on Ted Bundy, but this one has to be the best one. Like, I just feel like it was very raw. Like, seriously. I don't know. I'm gonna have to see the other ones, but I think this one from 2019. I mean, like I said, as the movies and shows, you know, as years go by, actually, it has to do with technology and new devices and things that can help us with CGI and with, you know, like great actors and good makeup. You know what I'm saying? That stuff all matters. So I think it's just getting better as we go. So that's why I feel like this one's probably the best.
Skeptics may have called out the next entry on our list for its stunt casting of Zac Efron as Ted Bundy, but the former High School Musical star certainly proved he was up to the task.
I find it absurd to ask for mercy for something that I did not do.
Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile was a worthy addition to Netflix's true crime library, and endeavored to add something new to the well-known case of Ted Bundy. In this, the film was partially successful, but most of Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile hangs its hat on Efron, and his ability to turn on the charm.
Think I must be lost.
You ran 2 stop signs, son.
I know. I couldn't make your car. The headlights were in my eyes, and to be honest, I got a little bit spooked.
The actor honestly does a great job making the audience see how Bundy could balance 2 very different lives, without ever making excuses for the horrific crimes. Number 5, 10 Rillington Place. This movie depicts the story of John Christie, an Englishman who killed 8 or more people at the titular 10 Rillington Place between 1943 and 1953. What makes this film so captivating is its authenticity. Richard Attenborough is mesmerizing as Christie, and John Hurt received a BAFTA nomination for his work as Timothy Evans, the man who was falsely accused of Christie's crimes.
3 in a bed, eh? How about that?
The
can't wait to
house's
see what's
exterior
number 1.
scenes were shot on the actual real-life street, although they were forced to film in nearby number 7 rather than the historic number 10. This helps bring the story to life and immerses us in one of the most notorious crimes in English history.
Murder trial it was. Dreadful business. Appalling.
Number 4, Snowtown.
I'm John.
Hey, how's it? You all right?
The Snowtown murders rocked Australia in the 1990s. Also known as the Bodies in Barrels murders, the brutal killings were committed by 3 young men, with the help of a 4th, who considered themselves vigilantes. The film pulls no punches. It is a brutal, visceral experience, which is aided by the director's choice to use real locals rather than professional actors for most of the roles. Snowtown serves as Justin Kurzel's feature directorial debut, although you wouldn't know it. The movie is professionally made, and the realistic approach it takes may be enough to turn a few viewers' stomachs. This is real horror based on real events, and it makes for a highly disturbing watch.
I'm on its way, Fred. I'm on my way, Perth.
Number 3, Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer.
I'd like to kill somebody.
Must mean you go for a ride on it.
Wait,
This film
wouldn't
is
Texas
an interesting
Chainsaw
anomaly
Massacre
on our
be
list.
one
It's
technically?
based on the many confessions of real-life murderer Henry Lee Lucas, but the majority of those confessions turned out to be false. However, the infamy of this case, and the fact that some of Henry's actual experiences are portrayed too, earns it a spot here. Michael Rooker brilliantly plays Henry, and Tom Tolles plays Otis, a character based on the real Otis Toole. The movie is a bleak, uncompromising, and realistic portrayal of a psychopath, and as such, it was immediately slapped with an X rating by the MPAA. It's remained controversial throughout the years due to its content, although the film's direction and Rooker's terrifying performance have remained consistently praised, despite it not being an easy watch by any means.
Tell her you're sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Number 2, Monster.
I'm just trying to make some money. There's any way you wanna help me out? Maybe I can
Oh,
help
this
you
is
out.
that lady
There is one
that killed the
overwhelming reason to see this
men.
movie: Charlize Theron. Theron is completely
Yeah, she actually looks like her.
both physically and mentally, as serial killer Eileen Wuornos. Theron was showered with accolades for her performance as the John murdering prostitute, winning a SAG Award, a Golden Globe, and an Academy Award. Not to mention having Roger Ebert call it, quote, one of the greatest performances in the history of cinema. So, yeah, we think she did okay.
Maybe if it's just scared.
She literally looks like the woman.
You can help me.
Her portrayal allows us to both fear and feel sorry for Eileen, a killer haunted by mental illness and the circumstances of her tragic life. It's both harrowing and heartbreaking.
I'm not a bad person. I'm a real good person. Right?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, subscribe, hit the bell, y'all.
On notifications.
What's gonna be number 1?
Number 1, Zodiac.
I'm not the Zodiac. And if I
Oh
was,
right, Zodiac
I certainly
killer.
wouldn't tell you.
If only all serial killer movies could be as good as Zodiac. David Fincher, who knows a thing or two about on-screen murder, directs, and the movie stars Jake Gyllenhaal, Mark Ruffalo, and Robert Downey Jr. as the men hunting the enigmatic Zodiac killer of the late
need to
60s
watch
and
this
early
one.
70s.
I gave that to you. You and Armstrong
I
never would have
definitely
found
need
This
to
may
watch
not
this
be
one.
Zodiac. Does that matter to you? Does it matter
What
that
if it
Riverside
is?
may not be able to make
Is
a
there a
case against your
documentary
suspect
on the
because-
Zodiac
This
killer?
is a thriller done right. The performances are outstanding, the content dark and dreary, and the murder scenes, few as they may be, disturbingly realistic. Zodiac is an unsettling and captivating look into one of the most infamous cold cases of all time, and it will have you researching the Zodiac killer long after the credits roll.
This is the Zodiac speaking.
That's how I'm
Do
always.
you agree with our picks? Check out this.
Shoot. This was extremely interesting, and I cannot wait to come back to this video and add some of these to my list to watch, because I definitely want to get into some more of these types of videos, you guys. I mean movies. Videos too. I definitely continue reacting to these type of videos, but a lot of these movies I need to check out. I've only seen like one of the ones that were on this list, which is crazy. Okay, crazy. Which is the one Zac Efron was in for Ted Bundy. That was insane. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys got some ideas of some movies y'all could probably check out if you guys are into this type of stuff, you know. But yeah, if you're not, thanks for coming by anyway. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, and hit that bell so y'all know what I post. And if you guys do subscribe and if y'all do hit that bell, You'll see me in the next video. Stay lit, y'all. Yeah.